A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
Man.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you did.
Mine's more of a Pertuset thing.
Sorry. All right. So have you guys ever you guys know what it's like to make your first cake?
Yes.
I've never made a cake before, so no.
I'm very proficient at baking, yes.
So first time you try something, it's not necessarily the best outcome, but it's your thing that you made.
Yeah.
And then you use what happens from that and improve and make it better, and you just keep going until you're a perfect baker or other first trial thing.
Well, you can be a perfect baker if you just follow the directions, because baking is mostly chemistry.
Is the analogy falling through?
No, I'm just in my head about psychology.
Oh, okay.
Now imagine if instead you did what Jordan just said and you just look up a recipe that has already existed for, let's say 9 years, and you just make that and call it a day. That's what wizards did. Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
The new UA is out, guys. The new new UA is out.
We need to come up with a silly nickname to make fun of this with.
Playtest number 7.
Unearthed Arcana, more like useless Arcana.
That's the title of the episode.
Unearthed ass hats.
Ba-da-bum.
Never mind, that's the title of the episode.
Everyone pick a sitcom opening and start humming it.
Oh, I call the Office, but it's Chainsaw Man.
SpongeBob.
I call that one sitcom from I Think You Should Leave in that one skit.
Oh yeah,
where he talks during the laugh tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just gets it in the middle. I still can't believe that limo company screwed him.
Yeah, it's wild, right?
Baby, 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 baby.
Oh, baby, 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 baby.
All right. Last we left off on UAZ.
Oh, dang it. I thought we were playing D&D.
No. Wizards of the Coast had made some big changes. Some of them good, some of them not so good. If I remember, the last one was largely pretty all right.
I think overall it was a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was a better direction than what it had been previously.
Especially with rogues. We liked the rogues.
And we were hoping for more of it.
In between then and now, as I recall, they did a big interview and they were like, oh, we only got 70% people to say that they liked it, so we're basically scrapping the idea.
Woo.
Yep. So,
I do love that.
That led to our new UA. And blood, I can't wait till the feedback comes out for this one, because I'm going to tell them to not redesign their wheel that they'd already made 9 years ago.
I can't wait until 6th edition comes out and no one plays it.
That's what it's shaping up to be, isn't it? They're kind of... Okay, side tangent, because I don't really care. Tyler One constantly makes fun of and mocks Riot employees, saying that they're literally just sitting there collecting a paycheck because they don't do anything. That's how I feel about Wizards of the Coast design team right now.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
just hire us and we'll make the game good, and you stop wasting the money you're spending on the new UAs.
True.
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't even need that much. I need probably $40K a year, which some people's what? But
no, that sounds like a Good deal.
Play
Mhm.
Pertuset 40K. Look inside, significantly less than 40,000 Pertusets.
That's what you would expect, but then when you open it up, if you're a D&D designer and you're watching this and you're like, I can't wait to see what the community thinks about our stuff that we made this time around. Sorry.
We're
Listen.
not, or we wouldn't keep
Listen,
making these.
wizards. Listen, wizards. Okay. We've been trying to be nice this whole time. We've been with our podcast and across the internet. There have been people who have been trying to give you actual legitimate feedback. And we all thought you were going the right way. We thought like we had finally climbed the hill.
You did so well on the last one.
And now it was like, oh, okay. It might not be, it's still, 1D&D might not look like the greatest version of D&D ever, but this definitely looks like an improvement. That's what the last one felt like. It felt good. It felt better. And now we have gotten to the top of the hill and you have pushed us off the hill. And we are now hurtling down the side to our deaths, hitting every slope on the way down. And this is the first slope.
It's quite tragic to see your relapse into just 5th edition again.
Yes. I'm eating food. I'm going to be real with you, wizards. I already own 5th edition. I'm not going to buy it again.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True, and you remember they charge about $60 per book.
Yes.
Well, their newer one was like 30, but still. With that out of the way, though, the audience right now is like, Nat One, try not to dog on Wizards Challenge 2023 impossible.
True.
We'll provide our
Impossible.
proof.
We already started.
Yeah. Let's get our proof now. So, we open up and follow along at home if you want. We're going to sing it lyric by lyric. This playtest document. No. We begin with a barbarian. And I don't know about you guys, I'm mostly just going to read the part that's in like gray blocks because that's what tells what they actually changed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll have
Easier.
to sift. Yeah.
Easier that way.
So, I looked through it at a cursory glance. So this is mostly a live reaction, audience. But like, let's see here.
I
gonna
just got
take
home
this
from
down.
work, so I haven't seen any of this yet.
I'm just gonna look at it for a minute. This might be edited out time, or maybe Jordan's just gonna let me talk and pan for time while we're reading.
Taryn's gonna sing us a song.
No.
Well, shit.
Why can't you ever make us happy?
And Levi's gonna sing us a song.
You don't deserve it.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's our mascot.
What's the last song I listened to? Wait, let me.
I know what the last.
I do
Let
too.
me shut up.
Stupid cat gift.
It's not that one. Not
It
doing
is that one, and you know it.
Okay. I walk a lonely road, the only road that I have ever done.
Copyright.
Don't know where I will be flattered if they copyright strike that.
Let's see. So, Danger Sense is back at level 2. The biggest change from it and the current existing one is it works when you're blind and actually just blind or deaf. If you're blind and deaf, screw you. Reckless attack, the only thing they really changed is that you can still, if you reckless attack, it applies to your current attack as well as an opportunity attack. That doesn't like matter at all though, right? Well, no, I guess it could. Minimal mattering. Because I was thinking like if you reckless, the next wait, no. Reckless originally it's all attacks have advantage on you when you reckless for a round, right?
I believe so.
Yes. Yep,
Okay,
the entire
yeah.
round.
I thought at first it was just the next attack, but so yeah, that really doesn't matter except for your opportunity attacks can now have advantage. So I mean that's a little better, but that's like so minimal.
Well,
Primal Knowledge moved from 3 to 2, back as how it was in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Tico for short. Instinctive Pounce has come from Tico, and is now just part of the base class. Brutal Critical is back to where it was before. However,
Yep.
they've changed the die instead of, I think it used to just be an extra weapon die, now it's straight up an extra D12 no matter the
Yeah.
weapon. Which is, I mean, largely that's better, but I mean, most of the time, barbarians were probably using a weapon that used a D12 damage die,
Yeah.
or at least 2d6. And then
listen, persistent return to their original levels.
uh-huh. And same for the next two features, Indomitable Might and Primal Champion return. It's just the PHB Barbarian with a few tiny
Just a
tweaks.
little bit.
Yep.
The only other thing worth mentioning is the persistent rage now accounts for the unconscious condition, not incapacitated. Oh wait, the unconscious condition shuts off your rage, not incapacitated.
Because there are certain things that can incapacitate you, but not knock you out.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go, barbarians. Are you happy?
No. No, the barbarian is not happy.
Oh. And you noticed before, there's really not even much to even talk about this, but before, in the design note that we're reading from, they would always say, here's what we wanted to accomplish with this playtest. And this time it just says, here's the update since the last one.
Yep.
We made it again.
Look, again.
I'm double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. It's just
It's just 5e Barbarian.
So and now I'm looking at subclass. They changed the name of Totem Barbarian.
Yep.
Yes. And I mean, sure, whatever for that.
Yeah, they just reflavored all of that shit. Path of the World Tree is the new one.
Yes. And I'll admit, talking about that subclass, I like it. I like the subclass.
I'm looking at it.
I remember I had looked at that because I was too curious. I had to look at that earlier. It makes me feel a lot like what is the Oath Paladin, the Oath of the Ancients. Yep. Makes me feel like the barbarian version of that.
Okay, but my question is, why did the barbarians get a subclass about trees and plants before the druids did?
Because fuck them. That's why.
Wizards hate druids.
They
Known
really
fact.
do.
I don't even just mean this like the company. I mean like the class hates the other class.
I have to admit, some of
Oh,
these features
man.
look pretty cool.
They are cool. You can summon branches and roots of the world tree with your attacks and heal, and it's cool.
The teleportation tree thing's cool. Sorry, go ahead.
But like we've said, I want to stipulate that, okay, this isn't necessarily bad changes that they've made to all these classes. It's just that they've just not changed them now at all. They've just reverted them back because they were getting criticism and they didn't like that.
Yeah.
So it's not that these is necessarily bad. It's just that now all the things that initially we were like, oh, these are problems with these classes that are in 5e. Now we just know that they're not going to be fixed because they're just 5e classes again. And that subclass that we're looking at right now, that could have just been added in a 5e book.
Yeah.
That could have just been added in a 5e book.
Yep. That's my problem with this, is because they're making it part and parcel with this UA, that I'm afraid when feedback time comes, this will not ever get published, because they're like, well, the UA received poor feedback, therefore the subclass is going out. Baby with the bathwater moment.
Yeah.
Which will be such a shame, because this is not bad at all. It's pretty cool.
It's horrible. No, okay.
It's a weird one, though.
Burn it.
Burn the world tree.
Yes.
Talking about this for a minute, I feel like this subclass is like an intermediate to advanced subclass, and let me tell you why. I don't mean in difficulty, but I mean in RP. Because no beginner person is going to be like, yeah, I want to be a barbarian who has studied the world tree. No person picking up D&D is going to start that. This is something a pro D&D player does.
That's like your fourth character where their whole thing is, fuck yeah, plants.
Yeah. Plants, but not the druid kind that don't exist.
But not that just trees. I really like trees, and also maybe bird facts.
Oh, it suffers a little bit. The teleportation thing is cool. It's just not complementary to the class at all.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really serve, because I mean, as much as I hate to boil it down to a stereotype, barbarian kind of is the hit things. And so like having a whole subclass feature devoted to something that's very cool and I think has potential, but the wizard can also do
At an earlier level.
At an earlier level, and you can do it more than once.
I don't know why it's so hard for them. We're on the 7th one at this point. I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed now.
Exactly.
Disappointed and tired of their antics.
It's disappointment.
They're looking at me. I'm looking at them and I'm saying barbarian. Rage, strong, fighter, but not fighter. They're looking at me and they're saying, teleport tree.
Druid, hit things, maybe.
Druid, plant. Half caster. That's what they're looking
and
at me.
No
and
wild
saying.
shape.
Yeah. So it's just tiring. This is gonna be that kind of episode where it's just gonna be a lot of
Yep. Yep.
Moving.
Yes.
Path of the Zealot design note. Anything new? It's okay, let's see.
Determine the damage type you deal with Divine Fury.
Okay. Necrotic or radiant. Each time you deal damage, not when you choose this. So that's interesting. You can flip-flop.
So it's really useful when you get into a fight and realize everything has resistance to necrotic damage.
True, in gameplay, that'll be really nice. So that way you're not screwed out of your feature. You can heal by a spell or magic item now. Or heal more from those. More uses of Zealous Presence. Now, what does that mean? Rage Beyond Death now turns you into a warrior spirit after you successfully use your Relentless Rage? Huh?
I don't want to be a ghost. I want to be alive.
It looks like you become a ghost.
I don't want to be a ghost. I already did that. That was another campaign.
Wizards got criticism and literally said, how about I just kill you? How about that?
I want Jeremy Crawford to have a mental breakdown on an interview.
Although you do get a fly speed.
Yeah, and you can move through objects and creatures. Creatures and objects.
You can move as if they're difficult terrain, but you take damage for it.
If
you end the space, yeah.
Yep.
That's stupid. They should take damage. Let me weaponize this shit.
Oh, you meant upon the creature.
Yes.
I thought you meant on yourself. Like, let me take damage. I was like, what?
No, they're already making you take damage. I'm saying, like, I'll take damage, but they can take some too if we're ending in the same space.
Let's see. And then also, when you're hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to turn it into a miss. That's pretty good.
That's sick.
Not super complimentary to Barbarian because they usually like to get hit, but you're still, sometimes it's crucial that you don't get hit, so.
I don't understand. It is absolutely crucial that I kill you.
I know.
That's why Arlo goes down all the time.
Okay. Interesting. That's pretty much it for the Barbie. Let's take a peek at the fighting.
Barbie?
Yeah. Barbie with, what's her name from Hereditary?
I thought that picture was so funny.
No one else knew the reference. I did.
I knew. It was mostly for you because I figured you were the only one that was going to get it, but I thought it was hilarious.
Let's take a look. So last time we looked at the fighter, they did some really cool stuff because they had the new weapon mastery and the way it worked where each weapon had like a bonus ability based on your mastery of the weapons.
Yeah.
Let's see how they changed it.
You get 6 instead of 5 now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And they just made something from Tasha's normal. So that you don't have to have Tasha's to do it.
Second wind comes back on a short rest. That's pretty alright. That's nice. Pretty big.
That's not bad.
Action surge now allows any action except the magic action.
Okay. That's probably because they buffed Eldritch Knight.
Yeah.
So that's just a way to make sure Eldritch Knight keeps in line just a little bit. And Tactical Mind is now a 2nd level feature.
Yeah.
In or out of combat.
Ooh, something new. Tactical Shift.
A new 5th level feature. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
So you get to do the thing the rogue gets to do.
And the monk.
But at a
But only
level.
when you do your 2nd win.
Once per short rest.
You can do once per short rest.
unless they have. I forget. I think they have more than one use of it, but still.
Well, at later levels, you get more than one use of it.
Yeah. They got rid of the cool unconquerable feature they had, which I'm pretty sure was basically legendary resistance, if I remember.
Has been cut in favor of indomitable.
Which, as it currently is in 5e, is re-roll on a saving throw, but take the result of the second die.
Which, I mean, if you fail once, no point in not rolling again. What are you going to do, fail harder?
You could.
I've done it before. No. And then studied attack. So the fighter actually got some changes. So we got to look at level 2, 5, and 13, and then look at indomitable. Let's see.
13 looks cool.
I'm gonna read out tactical mind, and then someone else can get the next one. You have a mind for tactics and getting the upper hand on and off the battlefield. When you fail an ability check, you can expend the use of your second wind to push yourself towards success. That's funny. Rather than gaining hit points, you roll 1d10 and add the number roll to the ability check. If it still fails, the wind isn't expended. That part's really nice. Because up till that last line, it was basically a worse bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Okay, not bad. This helps the fighter be useful outside of combat, because presently they just aren't. After a certain level, after Bard and Rogue get expertise, or the wizard gets the spell, you do what I say now.
Yep.
Fighters were pretty useful or useless outside of combat. That helps. I still think we have a long way to go before marshals are even on par with casters in terms of outside of combat ability, but a step in the right direction. All right, someone take the next one.
Next is level 5 tactical shift, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you activate your second wind with a bonus action, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
That's pretty nice.
Short, simple,
Not bad.
sweet.
Because also, if you're using your second wind, that's assuming you probably just got hit a lot. So that allows you to retreat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a funny idea there that you can use it when you're using the second wind for the tactical mind thing. So, like, if you're using a check to, like, push somebody and you fail the push, so then you use your second wind to push them. Yeah, you push them harder, still fail, get the second wind back, and then run away.
Oh.
Or other ways with the skill check. I just like the idea of running away after a skill check.
And then at level 13, the bard fighter.
No, we're not talking about bards.
Has studied attacks. You masterfully study your opponents and learn from each attack you make. If you make an attack roll against a creature and miss, you have advantage on your next attack roll on that creature before the end of your next turn.
Cool.
That's pretty nice. It just makes it so that the fighter misses less.
Yeah, which makes sense. The fighter is the one that's the professional.
It helps the fighter keep their DPS up as well. Another step in the direction of helping them to be a little bit more on par with the casters.
That's a big buff for champion, because where they have improved critical stuff,
yep,
you're getting more advantage, which means more likely to crit. Oofy.
But you do have to miss one attack.
What?
In order for that to happen.
I don't wanna.
Well, then you're not getting your free advantage.
I'm also just laughing at the level 20 feature is now simply called 3 extra attacks. What's it called? What's it normally called? It's not multi-attack, is it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but
monster
that's really
one.
funny.
Yeah.
I think it's, well, I know because for all the classes that don't get more, it's just extra attack because you get one extra attack.
That's right. It's just called extra attack.
But yeah, for the fighter, I think it used to be extra attack, extra attack, extra attack.
Yes.
And now they've just made it 2 extra attacks, 3 extra attacks. Yeah.
And then a quick peek at Indomitable, since that was improved supposedly.
Yes.
You re-roll the saving throw with a bonus equal to your fighter level now.
Oh, okay. That's really nice.
You still have to use the new roll no matter what, and you can only use it once per long rest, and then it starts to improve, and you can end up doing it 3 times.
So that is at level 9. So when you get this, you're getting a minimum of +9. Also,
Not bad.
after adding on your existing bonuses, if you have any,
Mm-hmm.
that's really good.
That helps
that ain't
them on
bad.
their saving throws, which was another big weakness of the fighter was the saving
Mhm.
throw front. Not bad. All around. Pretty good. Making strides in the right direction. I think they just need to focus more on bridging that martial caster gap and make them more useful outside of combat.
Yep.
Quit being scared. Make them mythical heroes. Just don't change their DPS. You've got that pretty squared away. They're pretty up there if you like put all this together in like a level 20 fighter. They'll probably match pace on the damage of a spellcaster, at least in a 1v1, maybe not in a crowd. But that's what subclasses are for. Make a, I don't know, swarm killer or something.
So fighter, pretty okay.
Mhm.
Compared to barbarian, which just went back to what it was in 5e.
No.
Which
Ooh.
also, I mean, they didn't really change fighter very much from what it was in 5e already. But the changes they added, like the weapon mastery stuff, was really nice.
Yep.
So I'm glad they didn't revert on fighter.
Yeah.
Me too. They're not giving up just yet. This is for you, one D&D creator that's watching this. All right. Looking at the subclasses for fighter, Battlemaster looks like it wasn't changed too much.
Brawler.
Brawler is a brand new one, which is what we had said long ago. So they haven't been listening to us very much, or at least they're behind on our podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is that one we were talking about the unarmed attacks.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, I don't know why they gave it to the fighter, necessarily. But,
Fighter.
yeah, they did.
I hardly know her.
I don't know why I looked at my microphone.
I'm in there. Let me out. Help. The 2024, this is the design note about magic items for unarmed strikes and improvised weapons. The 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide will include magic items that enhance unarmed strikes and improvised weapons. These items will support the monk, brawler, fighter, and the College of Dance bard, along with other characters who rely on unarmed strikes or improvised weapons. Yeah, okay, sure, I'll believe it when I see it.
So this looks like it just gives the, well, I mean, I shouldn't say that without looking at the entire thing, but just from the level 3 feature, it seems like this makes the fighter monk.
A little
But
bit.
they do damage the same way the monk does damage. It's the same system. Where
Yes.
it becomes a D6 and then a D8 as they level up with their bare
Yes.
hands.
But as of the last UA, it is less damage than the monk.
It really kind of seems
So
like they
it's
just
just-
made a subclass out of Tavern Brawler.
So just play a monk.
The biggest difference between it and the monk is the improvised weapon part, where like you can have one-handed, two-handed things that have special properties as well as the weapon mastery thingy. Like some of them have like sap,
Okay.
slow, vex, cleave, push, topple.
Okay.
But nevertheless, as far as DPS is concerned, this will be doing less than the monk because the amount of attacks is surprisingly in favor of the monk on this one.
Yep. As long as the monk has key points.
Yep.
Which, when they get to level 20, they get 3 extra attacks. So then, still not quite, but closer
Yeah,
at the end of the game.
I don't know why this is fighter. It's not.
Could have just given it to monk.
Yeah, one of these features is literally just Tavern Brawler.
Yeah, dirty fighting.
Well, there you go.
No, Grappling Expert.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
It's the they did surgery on a grape, but it's this, they made a feat into a subclass.
Basically. No, because I saw Dirty Fighting and I was like, wait, isn't that the name of the feature? No, they named it Dirty Fighting, but Grappling Expert is the feature that accompanies Tavern Brawler. With you can, if you make an unarmed strike, you can grapple on your bonus action.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
I mean, if you want to grapple more, this is better.
Yep.
But in terms
If
of
you like
damage,
grabbing people.
yeah, which keep in mind, grapple as a status effect is not very good in the game because if you're grappled, all it means is you can't move. You can still totally attack people.
What's the last name of the main character from High School DD? Is it Hyoto?
John Grapple. What?
Issei Hyoto? Is it Issei
Yeah.
Hyoto? Me making a red dragonborn who is a grappler, a fighter, and his adventurer name is Grab and Dragon. Anyways.
True.
I
He could be
always
the grabbing dragon.
conflate grapple and restrained as conditions, because in my brain, like, the two words are too close together in meaning, so then I can't separate them.
They are in fact
Yeah.
different. Although usually being grappled results in you being restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, not all times.
Also, the fact that with this, because this is a whole subclass, you're going to at best be a large size, which means you can only grapple things that are large or smaller.
Yes.
And that's assuming you have someone casting large on you. Otherwise, you're going to be medium, and you can only grapple things that are medium or smaller.
Yes.
So, hope you don't fight monsters in your D&D campaign.
Just grab gnomes.
Hmm.
Make
Throw
an
them at
enemy
people
of
that
them.
These are
improvised
my
weapons.
improvised
No,
weapons.
that's exactly. Use gnomes.
Oh.
There it
Jordan
is.
an anti-gnome poster.
No, I love gnomes. This is a pro gnome account. Use them as weapons. They have tiny teeth.
Marcus Pumpkin.
Gnomes
Champion.
are also good luck, so definitely throw gnomes.
Champion design note. Remarkable athlete now replaces adaptable Victor.
No more Victor. You can't turn into an apple at will anymore, buddy.
That's pretty much it. There's nothing to read about Champion. I just wanted to have that singular thing.
Was it worth it for the bit?
Yes, always.
And moves to level 3.
Marcus Pumpkin.
Stop saying that. It's making me laugh.
Monday.
Jordan did it.
I'm still looking at the stupid cat gif.
You are? Why?
Do I need
It's
to
on Discord
delete
in the
it? Do I need
background.
to delete it from Discord?
You can't
Okay.
delete it from my heart.
Now, for Eldritch Knight, I had only briefly heard on a subreddit someone said Eldritch Knight was buffed, so I have no idea the validity of that statement. Let's take a peek here at the design note. They now contain...
no
yeah.
School of Magic restrictions. That's a pretty decent buff, because if I remember correctly, I think they could only do evocation before.
Maybe. I know they were struck. I don't remember what school it was.
Now allows you to replace your attacks with casting a cantrip,
That's kind of cool.
allowing the Eldritch Knight to weave magic into their attacks. Now allows you to replace 2 of your attacks with casting a level 1 or 2 spell. So you could cast a cantrip if it was a bonus action cantrip, a spell, and attack at least once, if not twice, if you're level 20 in melee.
Yeah, wait a minute. I gotta read through that improved war magic feature because I don't fully understand it.
That's
When
what
you take
it's
the-
sounding like. What Levi just said is what it looks like.
Yeah. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace 2 of the attacks with a casting of one of your wizard spells that has a casting time.
Oh, no,
of
okay.
action.
So you could only, if you were level 20, you could get 1 melee attack, a spell, and a cantrip, if the cantrip was a bonus action,
Yes.
because it replaces 2 of your attacks.
And this feature comes at level 18. So for 2 levels.
Oh, yeah, true. So you pretty soon, you're probably going to get, well, pretty soon.
And the only other thing that would matter would be action surge.
Yes.
Although, if I recall earlier, action surge said it lets you take any action except the magic action.
Yes. Which I said when we read that, oh, that's probably for Eldritch Knight.
Okay, wait. I'm confused between the difference on war magic and improved war magic.
War magic just deals with cantrips. Improved war magic does full spells.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm blind.
So
Well, the reason this is good per se is because it lets you cast a spell without and also get an attack in, so it's higher DPS than just doing a spell as an action
I mean,
and then
it's
not being able to
alright.
attack at all.
You can
You
also,
also,
just do
I
that if you
believe,
ignore the
because-
rules.
Eldritch Knight is kind of, not completely, but kind of similar to Hexblade, so I'm pretty sure your regular weapon is like kind of beefy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a
You can
bonded
magically
weapon.
bond with yourself and one weapon. Once you're bonded with the weapon, you can't be disarmed unless you have incapacitated. You can summon it to you as a bonus action. Oh, no. Okay, it doesn't seem like it gives you like any bonuses or anything. It's just you can't be deprived of the weapon.
I didn't even realize that one, which that might be in the base game, but Arcane Charge, when you use your action surge, you can teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
I'm not sure, but that might be new. But that's also
That's
pretty
funny.
good. Little free Misty Step on an
Yeah.
action surge.
Yeah, I still don't really see the huge appeal in this subclass personally. Like, I mean, I get the idea, it just doesn't quite fill its niche as well as just a half caster, I feel like. Like an actual half caster, like a paladin or a ranger.
Yep.
But it's there.
It is there.
I'll tell you that level 18 feature actually could be super interesting because you could cast a buffing spell on your weapon and then attack all in the same turn.
That'd be kind of cool.
But
I'm sure there will be people who will figure out ways to make it very strong.
yes, if you have, comment down below. Taryn, get on it. Time for soccer, Jordan.
Soccer. I know, I was gonna say it if you didn't. Big change. They are giving up on the stupid new spell list. It's just a sorcerer spell list instead of the arcane spell list.
So they went back.
They fixed it. But not even fixed it. They just like
They went back. They went back to 5e.
Which is dumb because I still maintain the spell lists were stupid.
Marcus Pumpkin.
I didn't mind the spell list being different. I think there was potential there, and then they royally screwed it up when they said the bards had access to all of it again.
Yep.
Yep. And the sorcerer thing, I did think the sorcerers having their own spell list was kind of dumb. So I'm glad to see that's gone. Yeah, if I remember, almost every single one of these just has been reverted largely.
Returns to the 2014 levels progression for sorcerer subclass, with the exception of the level 1 feature being at level 3. Sorcerer's vitality is gone. I don't remember what that was.
I don't either. Sorcerer's
It was a
restoration
small
has
heal.
Moved from
15
15
level
to
to level
5.
5. That's a big dip
If
down.
you have no sorcery points when you roll initiative, this feature restores a certain number.
Let me look at that. What is that? What are you?
Sorcery Incarnate has moved from 9 to 7.
When you roll
And
initiative
his-
or finish a short rest, you have no sorcery points remaining. Oh, that's the one that's like was really bad because it was like the level 20 feature, wasn't it?
It's the current level 20 feature.
Yeah.
That's
They moved it to 5.
I like that it's not the level 20 feature anymore because it
'Cause it
really
was
shouldn't
doo-doo.
have
It was a
been,
bad
and it should
feature,
be a
yeah.
much lower level feature.
that helps it.
And now it's at level 5. It got demoted 15 levels where it should be.
The
Let's see.
apotheosis is upon us. Sorry, Arcane Apotheosis has moved to level 20.
Oh,
Well, I saw that and I got musical flashbacks.
I'm glad. That one I liked. That one I liked from the last one. It was the one that said, "You're a wisher."
Mhm.
yeah. Now, as a sort, okay, that is good for a level 20 feature. It could be better, but it's better than the one that was a level 20 feature. You just don't use sorcery points. You can, when your innate sorcery feature is active, you can use one mana magic option on each of your turns without spending a sorcery point on it.
And also the really funny thing, Font of Magic no longer requires a bonus action to convert spell slots into sorcery points because in the current existing 5e it doesn't require one, and then in the last UA they made it require one.
Because
What? They went back to 5e?
Marcus
I'm so
Pumpkin.
surprised. You were wrong. That's the thing that I'm gonna have to deal with while editing this entire episode.
It's really funny because every single time I imagine a really bad, dumb decision by Wizards, the first thing in my head is Marcus Pumpkin smiling at me.
Pumpkin.
That's what I feel like's happening at their offices. The meta magic's also changed a little bit.
They just can't stop making bad decisions because they just love seeing Marcus Pumpkin smile.
That's understandable. Distance spell returns to doubling range. Good. They fixed it. It's back to what it was.
Did they fix Twin Spell? Let me look.
No, probably
Dang
not.
it.
Subtle spell is back to how it was.
What?
And seeking spell, I'm not even sure if that's
They
how it used
wouldn't.
to be or not.
Yeah, Twin Spell's still. I think it's still broken. When you
Let me
cast a
look.
spell such as Charm Person or Hold Person that can be cast with a higher level spell slot to target an additional creature, you can spend one sorcery point to increase the spell's effective level by 1. Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
revivify 2 people, cowards.
Which one was the one that you said you weren't sure if that's how it was originally?
Seeking.
Seeking spell?
Yeah. How many? I asked you to know how many meta magic points it costs.
I don't think Seeking spell exists in 5e.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, it's here. It's very simple. If you miss
What
an
does it do?
attack
Wait.
roll,
It's a luck
Yeah, read it,
point,
read it.
basically.
if you make an attack roll for a spell particularly, and miss, spend a sorcery point, reroll a d20, use the new rule.
I'm just checking to see if they didn't change its name. Yeah, no, that one doesn't exist in 5e.
That's insanely hilarious. This is the first time I'm looking at the 2014 PHB developers and going like, what? You didn't think about that option for the sorcerer when you're coming up with the meta magics is a reroll in the game where you roll dice? Okay. La la la.
La la. La 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 la.
Twin spell still super sucks though.
Okay, I scrolled down a little bit and the notes are just making me laugh a little bit on this. Wild Magic Surge no longer requires DM permission.
That's funny. Let me see what else. Yeah, let's look at some of the subclasses now. For the twin spell, see our last video or whatever the one the sorcerer was in, because it blows big time. Big
Agreed.
donkey balls.
Chunk. One singular chunk, not multiple.
Dragon speech now gives you the draconic language.
What? It didn't?
I don't know.
Why
That's
did
just
an
what
ability
it
called
says.
Dragon Speech?
That's just what it says. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think originally what it did is it made dragons understand you because it says, and while creatures of the dragon type understand your speech. But also, you don't understand them.
Yeah. And it says that still in this one currently, as you still don't necessarily understand other dragon type creatures.
That says you can speak, read, and write Draconic.
True, but
Well,
it
if you're not
says
speaking in Draconic.
yeah, the design note says you get the draconic language, and while creatures of the dragon type understand your speech, you don't necessarily understand them.
So useless.
Reminds me about how
That's very weirdly worded.
yeah.
Because how I'm reading it is, if the dragon is speaking in Draconic, you will understand them because you now have the Draconic language. So you should be able to understand Draconic. But if the dragon is speaking a language that's not Draconic, and you don't know, then you don't understand them, which would be the case anyways.
Maybe it's like when you took Spanish in high school and you're trying to have a conversation with like a fluent Spanish speaking person and you have no idea what they're saying because it's not the same at all. You have like a high school understanding of Draconic.
The way it's worded just confuses me because I'm trying to understand what they mean by you don't necessarily understand them at the end.
I think
what is
it's
the
just
point of including that?
Yeah.
I think it's the idea that like a dragon type creature could also be like bestial in intelligence. It could be a dumb animal, so it could be just grunting.
I wasn't thinking of stuff lower than like true dragons.
Ancients and but I was thinking because it says dragon type, so I was thinking like weaker dragon type creatures
Really
could just be grunting.
Like Gibble.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what name I wanted to say.
Bibble?
Nope.
Pumpkin.
Okay. Not much else with that one. Wild magic no longer requires DM permission. That's funny.
Why is that there?
Tides of Chaos is now guaranteed to give you a roll in the wild magic surge table. Hey Levi, can we?
That's what we intended on doing initially anyways, wasn't it? That's what you and I had agreed. I was just gonna make it happen every single time because you decided you were just gonna like have that passively on forever.
Yeah.
This is what wild magic should be in the first place.
Always exploding.
I want to take it. Go ahead.
Currently in 5e, the wild magic sorcerer can just choose to never use wild magic ever.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
So this is what it should be. But at the same time, this is just what it already should be. And it's probably how every single person who plays wild magic sorcerer already plays them anyways.
I have a thing to add to that about Wild Magic Surge. So we all know my obsession with Dimension 20 runs very deep. In the Unsleeping City campaign, they played Allie Beardsley plays a wild magic sorcerer, and they have a mechanic where for wild magic surge, instead of like if you roll a 20 on it, it increased in likelihood every time their character didn't surge. So like it started on a 1, but if they rolled and didn't roll a 1, then it was then a 1 and a 2, and then so on and so forth until it got up in numbers, and then it was like more and more likely that you'd surge. I thought that was a really cool use of the mechanic.
It is, if you want to be a reluctant wild magic person that's like, I don't want to explode, but me, man, I want to explode all the time.
Do you want to explode?
Yes, and speaking of which, level 18 feature, Wild Bombardment, Bard. Now you can use any, like, you cast a sorcerer spell with a spell slot, and you can do anything from the Wild Magic Surge table that casts a spell or restores expended sorcery points. Restoring all your expended sorcery points could be really freaking good. However, what if every single time from level 18 on, I always choose to cast Fireball centered on myself?
Literally explode. Every time.
Or you could be
Every
a potted
time.
plant.
No, well, it doesn't cast a spell on me. See, it has to cast a spell on, or it has to cast a spell.
Well, actually, I have a homebrew spell now that's turned self into potted plant.
Insert Terran. No way.
Dang
Um,
it, I
Okay.
thought that was going to summon the Terran.
So overall, then it seems like base sorcerer, they did what we were complaining about, which is just went back to 5e. Subclasses, they tweaked them slightly, and they were nice tweaks, but they were very little.
Not enough
Tweaks.
for a new edition, y'all.
Yeah, not enough for a new edition at all. You should have just made it 5.5e.
wait a minute. I was wrong. The level 20 feature.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought it was.
What is it?
That's what I'm figuring out.
When your innate sorcery feature is active, you can use one meta magic option on each of your turns without spending sorcery points on it.
That's much lamer than a free wish.
Yeah, no, not free wish, no. But it's free meta magic.
That's okay. It's all right. I'd rather
Don't have to
15th
use
level.
up your resource. Where is innate sorcery?
That's level 1.
Level 1. That's why I'm not seeing it, because level 2 is the first one on this page.
I missed the free wish.
Nope,
That
no
was
wish for you.
funny.
For 10, so that's 10 rounds of combat. You can have free no spend sorcery points for anything. So pretty much an entire combat, you can just have no sorcery points.
Sounds cool. And then you remember what the meta magic options do, which is
Yeah,
nothing
true.
at all. Basically.
I think it's improvement from what it was, though.
Yeah. Still not a good level 20 feature. Coward Wizards, bring back the cool level 20 capstones. Anyway, down to Warlock, which they had royally bungled last time we checked in on them.
Yes.
I can't even remember what they did, but it was just bad is all I remember.
Well, the armor training returns to including only light armor,
They'd screwed
Which
up their
is-
spell casting.
which is 5e. Warlocks, I'm pretty sure, only have light armor in 5e. Pact magic returns.
So they just got rid of their old magic thing they were going to do
Yep.
entirely.
They have a new feature that allows warlocks to regain spell slots.
You get more invocations. You get 10 at level 20 instead of 8.
Okay.
Pact Boon is integrated into the Eldritch invocations.
Mystic Arcanum's back.
No.
It went back to 5e
It's
with
5e.
minor
Back
tweaks.
to 5e.
It went back to 5e with minor tweaks, guys. That's what it did. It went back to 5e.
Okay, well. Let's take a look at magical cunning.
If
Then
all
one
your pact
more.
magic spell slots are expended, you can perform an esoteric rite for 1 minute, at the end of which you regain half of those spell slots round up.
What do you mean
Once
half?
you get one more spell slot, guys. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again.
Yeah,
Finish
baby.
a long rest. So you can meditate for a minute and get a spell slot back once per long rest, warlocks. Good job.
Up until from level 2 until level 11, you would be getting a spell slot for a minute.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Meditation.
This is game changing, y'all.
Oh, Taryn did give us the no way. It was just in the chat. Thanks, Taryn. Wow. And listen to this. Level 20, spend a minute meditating, 2 spell slots. Which, keep in mind,
Amazing.
these are
So
not
much
the
magic.
These only cast up to 5th level spells. They're not the Mystic Arcanum, so you get 2 up to 5th level spells.
Yes.
At level 20. Wow.
So powerful.
But they changed a bunch of the back stuff though. They changed. Look at all the Eldritch Invocations they changed. Look at the really long list.
The only other thing worth mentioning from the core class is Contact Patron is there. Cool. Glad that's still around, I guess. But
Glad you can, talk to the thing that's giving you magic powers.
at level 9.
I see a lot of X from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, or X from
no.
Xanathar's Guide
Yeah.
to Everything being put in the Eldritch Invocations list.
They're just making Tasha's and Xanathar's obsolete. They're just putting
Yep.
all of the things, you just put it
Into
in one
one.
book.
Which shows how good of supplements they were, but at the same time,
They peaked.
yeah.
Well, they did, but also, do you not want people to keep buying the supplements? Not that I condone the splitting up of game resources for profit.
Jordan's
But
just
are you
saying
stupid?
Jordan's saying you're not only being stupid with your game design, but now you're also being stupid as a business.
Seriously.
Why aren't they putting all their stuff in different books? Are they stupid?
I mean, if you want to put everything in one book, fine by me. But what you already have the other ones.
Even the people right now that are like, no, wait, but then we'll have to buy several books, and that's not good. It's like price gouging almost. I tell you, for a fact, the Wizards would not organize this to be at any all useful. You might as well have several books to look at all the resources, because when you try to skim through one book where they have all this stuff, everything you need is going to be on 50 different pages apart from each other,
Oh, absolutely.
alphabetical, organized instead of by level. It
is one book the size of the player's handbook Xanathar's and Tasha's put together, and it costs all 3 put together.
Now we're
and
talking.
It's unreadable because it's bound backwards.
Yes.
So let's look at some of these Eldritch Invocation changes. I look at the first one, Agonizing Blast. That's nice. Used to only work for Eldritch Blast. Add Charisma to your
Eldritch
blast for damage.
Blemst.
Now it's for any Warlock cantrip. Which
Eldritch Blemst.
he's dead.
He is, and I'm honoring him by using his meme.
But that's nice now. I don't really know what other Warlock cantrips are very good. I mean, there's Green Flame Blade. Do they even get Chill Touch? I don't know if they do or not. I don't think they do.
I don't think that. Do they? I don't know. I don't remember what class actually gets Chill Touch.
I know
I
Cleric
think
does,
they
that's
have
about
a
it.
couple actual like I think they get Firebolt and stuff like that. It's just no one ever takes it because you're a Warlock. Why
useless.
won't you take Eldritch Blast?
I know. I had a buddy that was talking because he didn't want to use Eldritch Blast because of flavor, but he was like, if I don't, then that defeats the point of playing a Warlock.
True,
Yeah.
it's the bread and butter. This helps make it not so. However, the big problem is you choose which Warlock cantrip benefits, which I gotta read the expanded text on that. Okay, so whenever you get this thing, you choose which cantrip benefits from it, and then every time you level, you can change which cantrip benefits. At first, I thought you were literally locked in, so you go I'm going to pick Mold Earth, where I benefit from this extra damage, and you're stuck with it.
Excellent.
My super powered Mold Earth at level 20.
I wish you could wait. Does it say choose when that deals damage? Dang it. I was wondering if you could just do it to any cantrip, because then you could cause Mold Earth to do damage. That would be really funny.
Ooh, Thirsting Blade. That's a Dimension 20 reference.
Ooh,
They
thank you.
lowered the level requirement for Ascendant Step,
Mhm.
which, if I remember correctly, is like a Misty Step.
Beast speech is gone.
Got rid of it. Can't talk with animals anymore.
Guys, huge news. Devil's Sight, the thing that lets you see through even magical darkness, now works in dim light too.
Game
What?
changing.
Game ruined.
Taryn, shut up.
Eldritch Mind has been imported from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Eldritch Sight is gone.
Eldritch Sight's gone. Detect Magic is now on the Warlock spell list and can be cast as a ritual. So it's pretty much still there. It's just every Warlock gets it now, and you don't have to take that as a invocation.
I do want to fire whoever the editor is, though, because look at how they spelled ritual for the Beast Speech one and how they spelled ritual for the Eldritch Sight one.
I need to look at it.
Literally 3 lines down, bud.
Come on.
Ooh,
That's an easy fix.
that's funny.
No reason for that.
Eyes of the Runekeeper, gone. Eldritch Spear.
For those of you that aren't looking at this with us, one has a capitalized R and the other one does not.
Someone better be fired for that blunder. Favor of the Chainmaster, gone. Instead, wait a minute, hold on. This might. Oh wait, no, that's from Tasha's. Never mind.
Importing Investment of the Chainmaster from Tasha's.
Fiendish Vigor. You don't cast False Life. You just get temp hit points. Interesting in that you don't cast a spell. Now you just get them. I feel like they were doing that for a reason. Like they don't want you to be casting a spell or something.
Gaze of Two Minds now works on any willing creature, not just humanoids.
Actually, good change. That means I can make a bomb rat.
Gift of the Depths.
No, wait. I'm going to talk about this because if you make a rat and you can cast spells from the creature's space within 60 feet, send the rat in the room, cast Fireball centered on
yourself.
Bomb rat.
The rat doesn't have to cast Fireball centered on itself.
But how funny is it that it can?
Does it have to be a rat is the question.
No, any creature that's willing.
Can you have like a bomb axolotl?
Well, I don't know if that'd be as efficient. Because I'm thinking, you could even do it with a bird, which would be really freaking funny, because you just send it in the air and it starts like diving down and then just boom on the orphanage, you know what I mean?
So Gift of the Depths has been imported from Xanathar's.
Yeah. Eldritch Mind from Tasha's replaces Hexer.
Investment of the Chainmaster. Already saw it.
Yep.
Lessons of the first one
turtle?
Can now be taken more than once. Life Drinker. Now lets you choose to deal necrotic, psychic, or radiant damage, and
that's a weird combo.
It's connected to your hit dice.
Necrotic and radiant, sure, but psychic?
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's weird. Master of Myriad Forms has been dropped from 15th level to 5th level, which I think that's the free disguise self.
I believe it is.
Or is that Mask of Many Faces? Mask of Many Faces is the free disguise self.
Okay. Yeah. What's that one?
What is Master of Myriad Forms is Alter Self. So you actually physically change instead of it just being an illusion.
Yeah, alternate.
Changeling light.
Yeah. And that's now level 5. You can get that at level 5.
Otherworldly Leap also went down from level 9 to level 2. All the pacts are now invocations, so screw you, Terran. No 2 subclasses.
Yep. Dingus.
All the invocations went down. Visions of Distant Realms went down from 15 to 9, and Whispers of the Grave went from 9 to 7.
They basically lowered the requirement for a bunch of invocations and just slapped a bunch of Zanny's and Tasha's invocations in.
Yep. Interesting that these have all been lowered because that super increases the odds of multi-classing now. This was one of the few things holding them back. Because you couldn't get some invocations behind
remember
levels.
Remember when they were like, we want to discourage multi-classing?
Yeah.
Remember when they said that, and then like the last 2, which don't get us wrong, we liked the last one, but one of our critiques of it was it did not discourage multi-classing, it incentivized it.
Which
and
I also don't understand.
We didn't think was a bad thing, but we were like, your message was you wanted to not incentivize it, so we're getting mixed messages from you, much like every single UA you've put out since starting with 1D&D.
Which as also makes more sense because what is the damage with multi-classing? I still don't get why they wanted to like not incentivize multi-classing.
I don't know.
You're boring.
I think multi-classing just by some people is considered like overpowered, but like if you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna do it, and if you are, you are. I say let it happen. The way it's worked so far has been fine. I
I
think.
only multi-class for the aesthetic, and usually it comes at a detriment to my own character. So suck it, wizards.
Personally, I feel like they should have done what like most schools do, and like the principal should dab. So like,
What?
I think that they need to embrace the change and make it cringe so no one does it.
I thought
Like
you were wanting a video
Makima.
of Jeremy Crawford dabbing.
Yes,
Who did you say yes to?
both of you.
Okay.
You
Is
a real
he
one for
dabbing
real,
during the
Hayakawa.
mental breakdown?
I'd take it, but
you
like
guys trying to riz up.
that last mission, you killed it, sis. Um,
Pop off.
there. So here's what I'm thinking, right? I wish instead what they had done is encourage subclasses by essentially making plotted out subclass paths.
Yeah.
So that way, basically, your options were either go a full class or you have to take like 10 and 10 of both, or else it's like bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like 5 and 15, or it's bad, like actively makes your character worse. They do it so hard that your options are once again limited, and people begin to like say, "Oh, are you playing a fighter or are you playing a fight-it-in?" And it's like there are pre-made
multi-class paths.
Yes. Yeah.
That
And
work.
then they'd complement each other in terms of at least gameplay. And instead of trying to distance it, because now they're just making it worse.
But then at that point, you're kind of just asking for like another class, just
Yes, but
With-
I'm not.
pre-made stuff that already exists.
Yes, exactly. It's like Skylanders. Remember that one Skylanders where you could mix 2 Skylanders together?
Never
Yes,
had
I
it, but
do.
I do remember that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Huh.
You can only do as much as the other 2 Skylanders. Swap Force, thanks, Taryn. You can only do as much as the Skylanders that exist. You can't make like a brand new Skylander, but
Aaron's like the producer now.
yeah.
Hey.
He just
Oh.
What do you mean, hey? You're the editor. I didn't take that title from you.
Carrot is the in-house research team, though.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I think that would have been cool, but oh well. Sticks and Stones, Archfey patron.
Doesn't look like they changed much.
You get Misty Step.
Yep.
This is really silly. The whole thing with the Archfey updates. You now have Misty Step, the next feature. You now get Misty Step and ways to modify it, the next feature. It modifies your Misty Step. The next one?
They're really putting all the things into one spell.
The one after that, it reacts to you taking damage. Okay. The last one allows you to cast Misty Step.
One really likes Misty Step. It's a good spell, but you need to calm down.
Oh,
Archfey, you mean Misty Step Warlock? Pact of the Mist?
Let's take a look and see. What they really like that spell, don't they? They even made a whole feat where you get Misty Step and Fey touched.
I know, I had it.
That's literally the only
Why
thing they can
is
think
that
of.
why is that the thing that they tied to the Fey? Because
That's
you're
it,
right. That
too.
is just the well,
Mimic.
no,
Misty
you got
Step.
one other spell. It was Misty Step and then one of your choice off a specific list. Because
True,
I
but
know
meant,
Atlas had Misty Step and Hex.
Yeah, but I meant in terms of what they associate with the Fey, the only one is Misty Step.
Why is that what you associate?
You literally have like Crown of Madness. That's a good pick, I think.
Seriously.
And yet they're saying,
Oh, I will say
uh-huh.
they did change. We kind of overlooked it because of the Misty Step thing, but in the patron spells, it has been changed so that it works like a cleric now, where those patron spells are always prepared.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that is another small little thing. But those patron spells now include Misty Step.
Mm-hmm. As well as another, like, could be maybe slightly related to the Fey spell called Fairy Fire. But let's keep going on.
That
Misty
can't have
Step.
anything to do with the Fey realm. That's not how that works.
Yeah, my bad.
You know, they're firing the fairies. It obviously means they don't
They've
like
been banned,
fairies.
yeah.
They're getting rid of them.
Looking at this stuff, I mean, it's cool. It's interesting that you get to do all this Misty Step stuff. You can cast it without spending a spell slot
Marcus
so many
Pumpkin.
times. You can heal, or you can get temporary hit points off of it. You can force a taunt. You can go invisible after it.
Is this so They literally did make this Misty Step the subclass.
Yeah, it's just all based around Misty Step, which again, cool, but why?
It's really goofy. You will literally just be running around the map and blinking and farting on people.
What does this benefit?
There is one person who worked on Archfey, and they were like, I love Misty Step. Misty Step
And we
is my
love you
favorite
for
spell
it.
in the
There are
game.
cooler spells.
Wizards have subclasses built around schools of magic. That wasn't narrow enough. This guy said, I'm building this subclass based on a spell.
So far we have Tree and Misty Step as the new subclasses.
And worse
Punch.
monk.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the old Archfey did. I know it was not any
It
of
was
this.
not just Misty Step.
But
I'm gonna look at it right now.
It was really different. I can't remember all that it did, but I'm gonna look at the next one while you're doing that.
Out of spite, Levi, I needed to be canon and Vivia that any of Atlas's warlocks cannot cast Misty Step. No
Charm
Misty
stuff.
Step.
Original Archfey did not get Misty Step, so
There we go.
Big leave
So
from
then it is
tradition.
canon. Atlas's warlocks
Well,
do
yeah,
not get
okay.
Misty Step.
So
Taryn's saying it does a bunch of charm garbage.
yeah,
Which
starting
makes
at 6th
sense
level,
for it
you
to be
you vanish in a
Fey.
puff of mist, but it's not Misty Step.
That's
Mm-mm.
still
When you
fucking
take
Misty
damage, you
Step.
can use your reaction
Misty
to turn
puff.
invisible and teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space.
Ooh,
which
Misty
is
or Puff.
better than Misty Step, and you
Yeah.
remain invisible until the start of your next turn or until you attack and cast a spell. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff with like you charm people, you frighten people, you're immune to being charmed.
Which makes
Um,
sense.
When
Yeah.
another teacher attempts to charm you, you can use a reaction to attempt to charm them back. Or turn
Okay.
the charm back, excuse me. You can turn the charm around on them.
I still think a great
Wizards-
capstone for that would be sending them to the Feywild.
There you go. Wizards homework. Go read A Midsummer Night's Dream and then come back and fix it.
They're not going to do that, Jordan.
I
They're not gonna-
know.
Joke's on you, they did, and their big takeaway was Misty Step.
Misty Step.
Okay.
20th level feature for Archfey. You just get a free banish, but its DC is like 20.
Well, the old Fiend patron one has the one called Hurl Through Heck,
Yeah.
where you send them through the 9 layers of the cake.
What if like the Archfey one was like you send them to the Feywild and then they get like hunted by Fey?
That would be kind of
like, the
cool, though.
wild
That would
hunt.
be
That'd be
awesome
great
if you
for
just like
all of their
stranded
capstones.
somebody
It could just
in
be
the
called like
Feywild.
it could be called like Call of the Wild Hunt.
Yeah, you
And
can do
they
that
get
with every
chucked in
single
there.
one. You can do that with
Wizards hire
each
us.
patron. Yeah, seriously. Like the Celestial one, you send them to heaven, and an angel with a flaming sword appears and says, "Sinner!"
There you
Like,
go.
or think of what's the one? The Goo, Great Old One. Just send them to the Far Realms for a spell
Yeah.
Mhm.
for a minute.
Or
See how
they just
come back.
like see your patron and then they come back and their eyes are bleeding.
Exactly. Color of Purple moment.
Take a bunch of psychic damage, become confused and frightened and stunned all at the same time.
Speaking
Blinded.
of which, Celestial Patron, pretty much nothing changed except everything's always prepared and
Well, they don't
something
get
works with
Misty Step.
magical cunning. It's true, they don't. They get Guiding Bolt because you're.
I
a
wonder
cleric
how
warlock.
long it's going to take for us to run this joke into the ground.
I Sprazzer Blue.
Mark it.
Fiend Patron. This one has a bunch of design notes.
Yep. List of spells is revised. Free casting is gone in favor of spell slot recovery in Magical Cunning. Dark One's Blessing now works when someone else reduces an enemy within 10 feet of you to 0 hit points.
Nice.
I assume it was originally just when you reduce someone to 0 hit
Yes.
points.
Oh,
Dark
this
One's
is-
own luck can be used only once per roll.
I'm reading the Hurl Through Hell now requires a charisma saving throw before affecting the target. That's bogus.
Yeah, that's a new one.
What level is Roll Through Hell? It's a 14th
14.
level. What is the DC based off of? Spell
It would
save.
be the normal one.
Yeah,
And without homebrew rule, that would be
Not
at
very good.
absolute best
19.
19. I was assuming level 20 with maxed out stat.
Yeah.
Level 14, that would be what, like Could be up to
I think it's like
17.
It's either 17 or 18. I don't remember
Yeah.
what the proficiency bonus is at 14.
Not bad. Good luck doing that to like a dragon.
Yep. It's possible, not probable.
Does it say on there? It'd be really. Oh yeah, if it isn't a fiend, I was gonna say it'd be really funny if you could send like a Baylor through it and they get hurt.
Or they just don't get hurt and they just come back and they're like, bro, did you think that was gonna do anything?
You sent me
Like-
back to my mom.
Yeah, exactly. I saw my grandmother.
That's
in
why
there.
they take psychic damage.
The goo is here. Let's see what we got.
Gooey.
Yep. Not a whole lot. You can summon aberration.
Awaken
with,
Mind lets you
additional
create a
stuff
two-way telepathic connection.
instead
I
of the
believe
one
originally,
way.
yeah, it was one way. So you could just talk to them and they couldn't talk back.
And you know for a fact, actually, I'm not sure because I'm a bad Critical Role fan. But one of the what's her name?
I think it's Laudna who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Is she's a goo, isn't she?
I
Gulak?
believe
Or
it's
was a
she's
Gulak?
either because she's a warlock sorcerer multi-class, and I
Yeah.
don't remember because I know that she's a warlock of Delilah Briarwood. Spoilers for Critical Role Campaign 3. She's one of because Delilah lives in her head, and I don't know if they flavored Delilah as a great old one,
Wait,
but I think
I'm
she
looking it
does
up.
have Awakened Mind because I know that she does.
She's an undead warlock.
I was gonna say yeah, because she has the Form of Dread ability because she does all the crazy stuff where she goes into the ring mode.
She does a
Um,
mind fuckery thing too that's like that, but I don't know if that's a undead feature or if that's a homebrew Marisha feature.
Yeah, I think I had it twisted because I think it's Imogen that has the. She has the sorcerer
She's Aberrant
version.
Mind. Yeah,
Yes,
she's
she
Aberrant
has
Mind
the-
sorcerer.
The aberration version of sorcerer.
Mhm.
Because I was thinking, I remembered in that how many times that they had one of them like telepathically speak to a character that couldn't respond, and I was like, look, they watched the show and now they fixed it.
Oh, I might be thinking of Message because Laudna sends Message. She has Message as a cantrip, and they do a funky thing with her message because since she's creepy, whenever she sends messages, they all like whisper and
Yep,
like echo her.
that's
That's
what
what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But the only other thing worth mentioning for this, actually, there's two. There's Eldritch Hex and Create Thorol. Eldritch Hex, you have Hex, and when you cast it, they also have disadvantage on saving throws of the ability for the duration of the spell. Okay. That's a pretty bad level 10 spell or ability. But whatever. Not very eldritchy. That seems more like an ability for a witch subclass.
Truly.
Which, why do we not have a witch class by this point? I understand we have a wizard, but I want like a forest hag subclass.
How about I just kill you? How about that?
Thanks,
That
Jeremy.
works.
We do have a witch race. What was that one called? The Hexblood or something like that?
Yeah,
Yep.
but like, I want to be a forest hag.
I don't blame you there after the
Refer to my
last-
previous statement.
Looking at the Total War Warhammer 3 DLC where you get to play as Mother of Stankia. That's her name. Don't laugh. That's her name. She's from Kislev. It's supposed to sound Russian.
Well, it is Warhammer, so
Yeah, Create Thrall. I mean, it's all right. Let me read through it. Summon Aberration is not very good at 14th level, but it's cool, but it's just not very strong. And this is the last feature this subclass gets, too. Doesn't require concentration. Well, now you're talking my language. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. It buffs the Thrall pretty good. Bonus temp hit points. All of its attacks cause hex and deals extra damage. But then, this is no longer very different from the Fathomless Warlock that creates tentacles that slap people.
what? They wouldn't do that.
Marcus Pumpkin.
That's our code word, guys.
Moving on to Wizard. Someone else take that while I wallow.
Arcane Recovery returns to level 1, 5e. Spellcasting now allows you to change a cantrip whenever you finish a long rest. 5e Tasha's. Or Xanathar's, I don't remember. Oh, wait, no, yeah, no. Same functionality as the cantrip formulas feature in Tasha's. Wizard spellbook is absorbed into the spellcasting feature.
Wizards now get expertise.
I don't remember what that means.
I don't know.
How did they make that a separate thing? I don't remember.
Maybe they just made it so that the picking of spells and preparing of spells isn't weird and it's the same, even though that was like what made Wizard unique.
5e. Scholar replaces academic level 2 and offers expertise. That is new.
Cool.
Wizards can get expertise, which they should because they're brain people. They go to school. They get a diploma.
At least give them expertise in Arcana, for fuck's sake.
Memorize spell is now a feature rather than a spell. It allows you to prepare a spell that you didn't already have prepared. That's kind of nice. You can just do a free on the fly prepare a spell that you might not have known you needed for the day. So that's new. Modify spell and create spell are gone. Boom, back to 5e. Spell mastery returns to level 18. Boom, back to 5e.
Signature spells returns to level 20.
Say the line, Levi.
Marcus Pumpkin.
That's kind of sad. I really liked what they did in the last UA with the wizard spell thing, where they had the 3 spells that create spells and modify spells. That was pretty cool, I thought.
Imagine a wizard wanting to fuck with magic for their own purposes.
Yeah, imagine letting your players modify the existing spells by being dedicated to understanding how magic works. Couldn't be wizards. Kin.
Yep.
Oh, I'm bleeding.
Oh,
yeah.
It's because of Marcus Pumpkin.
Yeah. He came in here and stabbed me in the leg.
He would never.
I saw him do it. That's why I'm bleeding. Where did my...
Well, I'm not sure because he doesn't believe in ghosts or goblin ghouls, but he does believe in himself, and I think that's enough to give him the power to stab someone in the leg.
What?
Have you never seen the original Marcus Pumpkin video?
Chicken butt.
If we weren't filming a podcast episode, I was going to do the Terran bit.
Which Terran bit? You have to be more specific.
A new one that he's never used before.
Oh.
So I would have gotten to do it first if we weren't recording. Dang it.
So with that, there's nothing to look at the wizards. Just if you know the 5e one, you know this one. Let's look at their subclasses. Abjurer. Also, before the audience is like, oh no. Jordan, are you all right? Are you all right?
Oh,
are you all right?
Jordan, we care that you're bleeding.
You are all left.
You want to see? It's
no,
really
I don't
small.
want to see. blood eepy, as in creepy.
Sleep.
Look at my bleeding leg.
No. Look, audience. Now I tried to show I was a good friend, and this is what happens.
No, I just whacked my leg on the bus, and apparently it decided to bleed.
This is twice now I've saved my friends' lives.
Aha.
I saved Levi's in Elden Ring. He had to have been there.
Oh yeah, true. Yep. This is true.
Is this the Warming Stone? Abjure. You get an extra abjuration spell.
Yep. Every time you gain access to a new level of spell slots, you get an extra abjuration spell. So when you get 2nd level spells, you get a new one. When you get 3rd, when you get 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So you get 9 extra abjuration spells.
Hope you like
Total.
Abjuration.
Yeah. Which you did choose to play an abjuration wizard. So I hope you like abjuration.
Oh, I hate it.
Arcane Ward is here, which if I remember, that's the one that basically gives you the little shield creature thing.
Now it requires a spell slot.
Yeah.
But you can extend it by casting a spell slot. Oh, wait, no.
Sure.
No, sorry. Reverse that. You can extend it without casting a spell slot. Am I stupid? Wait.
That's what I'm...
Now requires you... Okay, let me read it out loud. Now requires you to spend a spell slot to create it, and it allows you to expend a spell slot without casting a spell to restore it. Okay, you do expend a spell slot. Don't cast a spell. There we go.
Yes.
Because it used to be, in the 5e version, in order to keep it going, you have to cast an abjuration spell.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
That's
it works.
Right. Okay, so that's more or less the same with a few changes to like warding.
Quality of life.
Yep. And the only other thing, Spellbreaker replaces Improved Abjuration, which
Level 10, you always have Dispel Magic prepared, and you can cast it as a bonus action and add your proficiency to it.
Get Dispelling.
Yep. I mean, it's
Diviner.
all right.
Yeah, it's not much different.
Now, it does the same thing as Abjuration. You get an extra divination spell per new level of spells, so you get 9 new spells. It also replaces the rarely used discount. I don't know what that means.
If I recall, you have a discount on adding spells of this type to your book.
Yep. Which that's good because I think very few people ever use that.
Rarely used.
The third eye is now a bonus action rather than an action, allows you to cast See Invisibility instead of having to choose between seeing the invisible or seeing into the ethereal plane. And finally, Incapacitated no longer shuts it off.
So when you're incapacitated, you still see invisible creatures.
Yes.
Good luck explaining that to the doctors. Oh.
Well, if you're like paralyzed, you're incapacitated, but you can still see.
They're going to think I'm crazy. Evoker. The one that actually matters.
The wizard.
You get a new evocation spell every time you get a new spell level. Potent Cantrip moves to level 3. This change gives the evoker a feature that can be enjoyed regularly. Sculpt spells move to level 6. Few spells at lower levels benefited from it. That's just sculpt spells is just you can make it so that people don't get hurt by your spells.
It's a careful spell.
Yep. And Potent Cantrip is just on anything that's a save. It works like a leveled spell now. They take half.
Yep.
Okay. Illusionist. Much of the same.
And now adds one illusion spell to your spell book. Blah, blah, blah. Malleable Illusions is a bonus action rather than an action. Illusory Self can be reused by expending a spell slot of level 2 or higher. Illusory Reality has been clarified, noting that it can't deal damage or give any conditions.
No!
Which was the one thing that was really good about it.
That was my favorite thing! Because you could drop a cartoonish anvil on someone's head and it would do a bajillion damage.
You're not allowed to have fun. How about I just kill you?
Good thing we don't play the new D&D. We're sticking with 5e.
Marcus Pumpkin, how about I just kill you, stupid?
Promise?
Monday left me broken.
Tuesday, I was through with hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, keep going.
No.
That's pretty much it. Spell updates. Oh yeah, the lists are entirely gone. It's just so milquetoast. It's
the majority. The only thing that was like pretty okay was it Fighter? Fighter was pretty okay.
Yeah.
And then everything else, they pretty much reverted 90% of it back to 5e and added a few little quality of life things that were nice, but they're things that they could have just already added into 5e. Again, every day that passes, this becomes more and more of a 5.5e and not a new edition of the game at all.
It's not even a 5.5e.
It's like 5.1.
It's just like a new reprint of the player's handbook.
It's a new reprint of the player's handbook that just has a lot, well, not even a lot, a moderate amount of quality of life improvements that just make management of abilities and things easier.
Which means don't touch the fucking rogue. Keep it how you changed it. That was the one thing you had going for you.
Meanwhile, in Wizards headquarters, guys, though we did something that people liked, alarm is going off. Oh God, we got to figure out what we did.
Oh, look at that quick. They added another dexterity save instead of a constitution save because we all know that spells need more dex saves. Now this I like. No. Counterspell now requires the target to make a saving throw instead of requiring the caster to make an ability check.
That's yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
This I like. I like that. I might actually. Yeah, broken clock's right twice a day. I might actually change it to
I'm
that.
I'm here for it. I can't cast counterspell, so I don't care.
Regular play.
There's more. There's more.
Oh.
The new design also specifies that the countered spell must be cast with spell components, and if the countered spell used a spell slot, that slot isn't expended.
I don't care about the spell components part. As in, like, no, not using that. Spell slot? No, that still doesn't make sense because you are casting the spell. It's
You
being
burn
intercepted.
the spell. Yeah, that's kind of the entire point, is to dwindle down the resources.
In my
Wait.
opinion, you're casting the spell and the spell is leaving you, and then it gets intercepted by the counterspell and they both fizzle out. That's how I've always envisioned it.
Remind me this for the
Agreed.
TikTok. This is going to be gold content. It's going to get like 92 views.
There you go.
I've learned how to create infinite energy.
Counterspell.
Put like 2 or 3 paladins next to 2 people that cast counterspell. And because the spell slot isn't erased, they constantly cast counterspell on each other. And boom, infinite magic. They'll never fail the saving throw with the paladins around them. Infinite magic battery.
According to Jeremy Crawford's ruling on paladin auras, if you have if you have 2 paladins that have +5 charisma, that's +10 to a saving throw.
Wait, they stack now?
They have always stacked in 5e. We do not play that way because it's very broken.
It's stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Just clarify. I was about to say,
But yeah,
we don't stack them. What the hell?
I remember we looked this up a bit ago because we in our campaign that we're playing, we added a second paladin.
Mhm.
And the auras overlapped, and this had never happened before because we had never played with more than 1 paladin. So we were like, what do we do? So I looked it up, and Jeremy Crawford says, yes, they stack. And then Pertuset was like, I don't
That's
like
so
that.
Busted. No.
And I think the rest of us all were like, yeah, that's pretty stupid. As a player, I was trying to get it to go through because that would have helped us. But as a DM and just a connoisseur of TTRPG,
Yeah, you
very
don't want to
bad.
set that precedent.
Very
Yeah.
bad game design. Very stupid.
I also don't like that the counterspell is a con saving throw. It should just be a saving throw using your spellcasting
Yeah,
modifier.
it should be a spell
Yeah.
casting modifier saving
Yeah.
throw because it's not the counterspell isn't punching you in the gut. It's sucking away your weave.
Mhm.
Magic.
Imagine being like an insanely frail old man that has dedicated his life to spellcasting and has like a 40 in intelligence but a 2 in con, gets countered.
You can
Every
just say
day-
Simonius.
Everyday spell casting just gets closer and closer to I cast fist. Literally.
Also, the implication that they say jump is now a bonus action, but the target must be willing. So they're saying that's new. So before you could cast jump forcibly upon people.
That's the
No.
game mechanic we've all been waiting for.
Now it says that just means they can jump. So before, like, you'd cast jump on someone and they'd be like, "What? Okay," and they just wouldn't do it. I prefer instead to think you cast jump on somebody and they just boing, yeah, they go up 30 feet. And then they should take fall damage, I think.
It would be funny, I think.
Please, Levi, listen.
What?
Can we use that version of jump? Offensive jump.
Perhaps you could make the regular version of jump will exist, but perhaps you could create a version of jump that is offensive jump.
Do it. That becomes your mission instead of world destruction, just sending people to the stratosphere.
Dude, if only there was a way. This is perfect. I'm cooking. Wait, so
You have to enroll in a magical school, and
Let
their
him cook.
enrollment processes. They're like, "What is your goals with magic? What do you want to do?" And Caiaphas goes,
I want to balance people.
"I want to create a spell that upon someone jumping, they will instantly be magically launched as far into the atmosphere as possible."
dude, wait, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen. I just do a domain expansion. It's like an aura. Anyone that jumps, they go into the stratosphere. What did he just do? Jump.
Dad, my kite got stuck in the tree.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get it for you. Dad. It's even worse if I do that in like a city and then
There's a circus going on. Oh, look, the trapeze act is coming through.
Cats jump on the clowns.
and then I imagine it's not like anti-gravity field, so they do come down. So like shortly after you can sing "It's Raining Men."
Or even better, let the bodies hit the floor. Bodies hit the floor.
Ideally, they're also hitting the ceiling though, or the roof rather.
Oh, now that's just making me envision like a room full of people that are in the roof, but like their feet are just dangling through
What
the
happens
ceiling.
if you cast it inside? Do you just immediately like splat onto the ceiling?
In my head, you take maximum fall damage because you're jumping at like the force of gravity into a small roof.
Amazing.
Me in the gymnasium leading the group burpee session when Caiaphas comes in and casts force jump on all of us, sending us 30 feet into the air.
Well, that's about all they wrote for UA7. There's a few changes to weapons, but they're not really worth talking about.
Substantial.
Yeah.
We're just at 90% back to 5e, guys.
And the other 10% is just from Tasha's.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We missed you back here. I don't know. We'll figure something out in like the next 5 years. We'll get better something going on. I don't know, man.
We'll just make our own TTRPG. We go back to Vivia 1 rules.
That's what everyone else is doing now. They're making their own TTRPGs or moving to Pathfinder, but like, man, I agree with Pertuset. It's just like it just makes me like sad now. Because I'm like, you were kind of you had a really rocky start, but you were getting somewhere. And like you just kind of like they just got like upset and they were like, everyone's so mean to me. I'm just gonna scrap it. It's gone. I don't want to do this anymore.
Playing on his phone.
I don't want to play with you anymore. And then they just got rid of all the progress they had made.
But hey, look forward to the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide coming out soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said in that UA 2024 DMG.
Maybe we should, I don't know. But I want someone to make a side-by-side of the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide and the 2014 Dungeon Master's Guide and see how much is actually different.
Find out it's actually just a complete reprint.
Exactly. That's what I mean, is like,
they
how
just
much did
changed
they actually
like a
change?
single grammatical error that's in like paragraph 17.
They add a grammatical error, which is
ritual.
3 lines down. This ritual is capitalized. And this one up here is not. Oh.
Thanks, Wizards.
Well, hopefully next week's podcast episode will be more cheery. We're getting closer to October with each passing week, so soon we'll start our spooky month stuff.
It will not be cheery.
Won't be cheery, but it might be a little bit less downer than this content. You know how we're a D&D podcast, guys? All the audience out there, but it seems like all we talk about with D&D recently just makes you feel bad. We do more than that now. Go check out our streams and our TikTok and our socials and everything. Why are you doing that? They can't see you. I can see you.
I can see you.
They can't see you. I saw that twitch. I saw that little almost smile.
Marcus Pumpkin.
God, end the episode. Cut it.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks!